This right here is for my for a customer. Her name is Miss Jackie. This is just gonna be a indoor cabinet for her wall, so her pipes could run through it. So it's just like an indoor cabinet. Here's my measurements. All the pieces I'm gonna need is right here. Everything is right here. I like to get everything down so it's just easy. Once I do the measurements, I could just cut the pieces and go from there. So if y'all just stay tuned, I'm gonna show you guys how to make this and how to install it in a couple easy, simple steps. So right now I'm just gonna be cutting out my doors. Right now I'm just making the measurements. It's gonna be about 15 inches wide. So I'm just gonna make lines going across the 4x8, and then I'm just gonna connect it with my level so I can get one straight line. After that, I'm gonna take my circular saw, my DeWalt circular saw, because you know DeWalt, and then I'm just gonna go from there. Ah! If you think I cut my hand, I did not. So now that that's over with, I'm just gonna use my tape measure and measure upwards to 22 1/4. This is gonna be for my doors, and it's gonna be 2 of them. So just continue watching. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do next. Now I'm just gonna use my hand router. It is equipped with the round over bit. I'm just gonna go over the corners of the door. It just takes away the point, the sharp point, and it makes it nice, smooth, and round. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and make the frame for the door. 2 pieces need to be 1 inch thick and 2 1/2 inches wide. And then the other 2 pieces have to be 1 inch and 2 inches wide. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and raise the blade to just a little bit over 2 1/2 inches. This is how I get the wood to the thickness that I need it to be. And again, that is 1 inch. So I'm gonna separate the guide bar from the blade to 1 inch. I'm gonna be making all the pieces that I cut to 1 inch. So now I'm just gonna head over to my miter saw and cut these pieces at 33 3/8 inches. So now I'm just gonna screw together my frame. So I just flipped over or flipped around the frame, and I'm going to do the same thing to this side that I did to the last side. So now I'm just cutting out a middle piece for the door so that there's no space in between them. So right here, I realized that the wood was a little warped, so it wasn't straight. So here's a little trick to get the wood to bend exactly where you need it to be so that everything lines up when you staple or nail it. So right now I'm going to be cutting out 4 pieces for my molding. So now I'm going to be cutting out little pieces of wood to staple onto the end of my frame. I'm doing this so that the molding that I just made has something to be stapled to. So now that I'm done that, brothers and sisters and fine viewers, I'm just gonna cut all these molding pieces down the sides. It's gonna be a total of 8 cuts. After this, I'm gonna nail the molding down onto those pieces of wood that I put on the corner. Stay tuned for the next step. So now I'm going to be cutting out some wood to seal the gap between the molding and the wall. After I cut the pieces, I'm going to go ahead and nail them down from the molding into that wood. If you notice, I only did 2 sides. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the other pieces for the other 2 sides. After that, I'm going to do the same thing and go ahead and nail them. So guys, I just arrived at the customer's house. So right now I'm going to be installing the cabinet hardware, and then I'm going to go from there.
Miles, you gotta chill.
So now I'm just going to add my hinges, guys. I'm going to measure 3 inches up from each end and put all my hinges in the same spot. And after this, just stick around because I'm going to show you guys how I installed this cabinet.
Shovel. Maybe you should just like establish your own roots and shit. Like one day you will work with her, or one day me and somebody work with her. But this driveway, normal size driveway. We're not gonna do it. And she's like, Heather, do something else new. She said, how much? They said $5. I looked at her.
Alright guys, we're almost there. I'm just going to insert this into the wall and I'm going to install it. But in order to install it, I had to take the doors off. So yeah, just please watch the next step. So guys, I just wanted to bring you back to this real quick so you can just look at the before and the after. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I just hope you stick around and see my next videos. I got way more coming soon.